Hello, everybody. It's Inspiring Moments with Kaylin. Hello, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you are having a great Sunday. Welcome to the Inspiring Moments with Kaylin live podcast. I ask that you come on in and tune in and join with me. I am so glad to be here tonight. I am very happy to be alive and just online with you all. You all are so amazing, and you constantly coming on, doing amazing things is such great times, and we are so glad to have everybody on tonight. I hope and I pray that you are remembering to wear your mask, to stay socially distanced, and to wash your hands so we can all be safe and not have to go through the traveling and the hard times of COVID-19, because having to quarantine and having to do several stuff can be very difficult for others. So please stay safe. I want you all to be well and in good health. Also, I ask that if you haven't already, please subscribe to the KCK Inspiring Moments with Kaylin YouTube channel. And on that YouTube channel, you will be able to see past videos and past podcast episodes that I have been able to do. Thank you all for tuning on to Marquez and my godmom. Thank you all for tuning in. I am so glad. Next, you can also follow me on Instagram at Kaylin Cares 15 and on Twitter at Kaylin Cares and on Facebook at Kaylin's Caring Connection. On all those three platforms, you'll be able to see posts where we are sharing content from all things Kaylin's Caring Connection, or if we are just sharing a story or a nice article that we want to celebrate others with, you can see all things about that on those. Then I ask that you please follow me on LinkedIn at Kaylin's Caring Connection to be in the loop of all things, and check out the Kaylin's Caring Connection website. That website is amazing, and you will see everything, my vision, the reason I started Kaylin's Caring Connection and Inspiring Moments with Kaylin. You'll be able to see events that we are doing, different things that I've done in the past with media. You'll be able to donate, and you'll be able to buy merch if that is your desire. Again, thanks for tuning in. And if you have any questions throughout this podcast, I ask that you feel free to put them in the chat and say whatever you would like to say. So, as many of you know, hello Ms. Z, I am caring and raising awareness for other youth caregivers like myself, because I believe that we are amazing. I believe that we are doing so much to help others, and we deserve to be celebrated. So before I get deep into my main topic today, I want to share a quick story about another youth caregiver and how caregiving affected her. Her name is Destiny Gonzalez Gill, and she's a youth caregiver who cares for her brothers, Seth and Samuel, who have a rare genetic disorder. Caring for them is a full-time job, and her stepfather works during the day, and her mom helps look after them while he's working. But then she helps when she gets home after school. She tends to her brothers regularly by feeding them, talking to them, giving them their medication. And when she comes home from school, she drops everything that she is doing to immediately check on them. Also, whenever they have night nurses that come to watch over them, she stays up to watch them and make sure that they are fit for the job. She also tries to make time for her own life, but she states that her parents understand that she wants to be a kid, but she also understands that her life is not like other kids. So they try to work together as a family. The stress of succeeding in school and managing her responsibilities at home can be overwhelming because of caregiving, but she has learned to speak up about her own needs. Her ultimate goal is to become a registered nurse, one who offers emotional support and helps families like hers care for their sick loved ones. She enjoys caring for her brothers, and she said that she loves being able to look up to them and see that they are going to be okay. Her brother's health issues have undeniably shaped her life. She tells reporters at New York Times that it's sad to say the boy's situation kind of trumps everything that she wants to do, but she never resents her brothers because her brothers are her best friends, and she looks to them for inspiration as she plans her next steps. Destiny Gonzalez Gill, we commend you. I hope that if you are somewhere, that you are getting the help that you need. And I am so, so glad that you are connecting and caring for your loved ones, your brothers, because that is such an amazing thing and should be commended. This is one story among many others that a lot of people don't share, but it deserves to be put out in the atmosphere into everyone. So last week, I kicked off the KCK Youth Caregiver Awareness Drive, which will raise awareness for youth who help care for their loved ones, family members, disabled or aging relatives, and others. I also had some awesome young ladies on the show with me who talked about their caregiving journeys in support of this drive. Now, most times when you think of young caregivers, you automatically think of adults. However, youth care too. There are over 1.4 million youth between the ages of 8 to 18 who are caregivers, caring for parents, siblings, and other loved ones. Now, when you think of those 1.4 million youth, you may assume that the most common caregivers would be young women. However, research indicates that 30% of those youth caregivers are males. So today and tonight, I want to highlight a male's caregiving journey. He is a living testimony that everyone's story is different, but they all deserve to be recognized and celebrated. He is a 15-year-old young male who attends Godby High School. At his school, he actively plays in 3 ensembles in his school's music department, such as the Godby Marching Band, Symphonic Band, Jazz Band, and the Wind Ensemble. He is very versatile in the instruments he plays and aspires to do great things with his music. He has a caring heart, and his name is Quashawn Dixon. Welcome to the podcast, Quashawn.
Hey everyone.
I am so glad that you are on with me because this is going to be a great show. And you are a example to several males everywhere because a lot of people they see us as women. We usually are the ones who care and do things with loving nature. But there are a lot of males around who help care for their loved ones. And I just want to talk with you about that. So thank you for joining again. Now, to my understanding, you helped care for someone near and dear to your heart at one point in your life. And I am sure you dealt with the firsthand challenges and know the true sacrifice it takes to care for someone. So, Quashawn, who did you help care for and at what age?
um I helped care for my mother, Gloria Dixon, at the age of I believe 54.
And you were, to my knowledge, 14 or 15 when you were helping care for, or basically, how many years did you help care for her?
Well, for years she's had either ovarian cancer or breast cancer. I don't quite remember which one, but I've been help caring for her for a while now, but it last year I had to do the most caring because it was coming up to the last, so
Right.
I was helping her more last year, but throughout I was helping her, through the years that she's had.
That's good.
Mhm.
And I know that it was definitely challenging because you're seeing your mom go through so much and you're seeing her constantly have to get surgeries or seeing her constantly in the hospital. And of course, when you were younger, it may not have clicked in your brain what was really going on. But I know that you're older now. And so, what was one of the most challenging times you had while caring for your mom?
Well, uh, I would say it was last year during the summer. It was COVID, so I couldn't really like go to school or do what I would like normally do. So I had
Right.
to stay home, and homeschooling is not as good for me. I will also have to go to band practices, and the risks of COVID, and it affects cancer in a different way. So
Right.
I would have to be careful and more careful, and the thoughts in my mind as I would go to band practice, like if I really like catch COVID or if I bring some wrong germs home, I could like affect my mother.
Wow.
So it was like really hard for me to just, stay up because like some things were holding me back as well. So I was trying to like, stay down, like, from going places because I would have to take care of
Right.
her.
And
So
that's a lot. I can only imagine you're trying to do the things you want to do and you're constantly worried about your mom. That's a lot. I know that has to be a lot because that's with other people. Whether it's a lot of people right now, you got COVID going on. A lot of people are, I don't want COVID. I don't want to be around you. So people are trying to stay home and having to be at a place where you're in waiting because of your mom and you're not able to go places. That definitely, I know, had to be hard. And I want to commend you because a lot of people don't understand. They're hearing you say it, but having to go from school and having to adjust to certain things just because of the state that you were in. Like you said, you were in online school. I happen to be doing online school too, so I know a little bit what you're talking about. But not online school doesn't work for everybody, like you said. And so, how has that affected you with school? Has it caused your anything to change, whether it comes to attendance or anything? Has caring affected that?
Well, I would have to say when school started last year and we were online, I would have to go and check on my mother and she would call me for like different things. So the teacher would like call me or something and I would have to be there, but at the same time I would have to take care of my mother. So it was like a battle between like, oh, I have to stay in school, but at the same time I have to take care of my mother as well. So I
Wow.
couldn't leave my mother, she was in a different room, so I couldn't just go in there like and be I could be in there, but she had visitors, so I didn't want to be in there
Right.
with all the noise and stuff. So
Right.
I had to go from my room to her room and balance out school and it was kind of a challenge, but I kind of worked through it. But it did affect some of my attendance.
Mm. Yeah, I know you're not the only person. I've read several places that having to care for someone, whether you're being the primary caregiver or you have help, it can affect some children's grades because you're having to deal with going back and forth from, oh, let me complete this assignment, but she needs my help, or that person needs my help. And so it can definitely start to nick at the brain and like, whoa, what's going on? And it can get really stressful. I've also seen and different people who have just not known what to do in that situation and they've not known how to actually manage school and caring for somebody. Were there any tips or tricks that you used to help yourself manage between your mom and school?
Well, I would tell my teachers that like, my mother is sick, so I have to take care of her, so they would understand if I would like not answer or have to leave.
Right.
Um, I will also like tell my teachers will also give me like extra time for my assignments, like summer reading, since I couldn't do my summer reading because I was taking care of my mother. I could barely like get to it. My uh reading teacher, she gave me extra time, like a
That's
week
great.
later for me to finish. So
That's great. And I'm glad teachers are very understanding or trying to be understanding because some people, they may say, well, that's what you're doing and that's your life. We can't help you with that. And I'm glad. I want to say to the God be teachers who are helping Quashawn or who have helped Quashawn, y'all are doing awesome. And that's amazing. For others who are caring and they need to tell, if you have to tell your teacher, it's okay. It's okay to say, hey, I'm caring for my teacher, or if you're close to that teacher at your school, to just pull them to the side and really tell them, because I'm telling you, it can get stressful. I didn't have to, I don't really have to deal with that because my mom is the primary caregiver for my grandmothers, but I can only imagine. Wow, that's a lot. That's very, very great that you have been able to manage because I know you're a sophomore. We're both in the same grade. So we're still both going through high school. You're trying to figure out everything with yourself, with school, and you got caregiving to add with that. So that's something that should be commended and it should be worthy of celebration. Now, you are male, I'm a female, but we're both caring. And for me, it may be more comfortable because I know when it comes to having to help your mom, whether she needed help with clothes or needed help changing or anything, was that ever uncomfortable for you trying to really help your mom with the hands on things?
well, not really because like, well, I've been having my auntie would handle certain things like that because, of me and my sexual
Right.
preference. But sometimes she wouldn't be able to get there, so I would have to do it. But it wouldn't really be uncomfortable because,
Right.
like,
She's your
it's
mom.
not just anyone, it's a
Right.
relative. So it would be like, okay, I'm not uncomfortable because this is my mother. I have to do this. So,
Right. And I mean, that's the attitude it should be. I mean, no, I know some people get uncomfortable because it's like, oh, I have to see her in these different predicaments. But I mean, it's what it is when you're caring for somebody and you really know and you know that you love them, you have to be able to put aside all those differences and say, hey, this is my family or this is someone I love and I'm going to do anything I can to care for them because that's just the way it is. That's what I want to do and what I have to do to be able to make sure that they are okay. I know for me, I don't really get uncomfortable because, of course, I'm female, but it's also because of the fact, like you said, they're my relatives. I'm going to do anything to help them, and I'm going to do my best to make sure that they are strong. Now, there are times where you have probably gone through mental and stressful times with just having to care for her, where you may have felt worried or you may have felt like you didn't know what to do. So, what did you do to help cope with your anxiety or with your feeling worried about your mom?
mm, well, when I didn't know what was going on because they didn't necessarily tell me because, I don't like the whole dying thing or, the passing away. They wouldn't tell me about it because, like, it was bad with my auntie as well. My auntie also had cancer, but I couldn't take care of her because I couldn't be there because they were scared that my anxiety would get in the way of me being
Right,
able to do certain things. So I didn't get to see my auntie in her last moments. So since this was my mother, I had to ask, and I would like get a better understanding of things, so I would know what's going on. So I wouldn't just be there and be like, well, all I know is I can't do anything about it because
right,
it's happening. So I can't, like, when I know that I can't do anything about it, it worries me, and that was what sends my anxiety and my
right,
worry. So I would get a better understanding, and also I would kind of like I have my own room, so I would like meditate and like
right.
try to get my mind off of something.
Music
Sometimes,
helps too, I know.
yeah.
Just listening to music just to be able to calm down. I understand. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, I can't imagine. Like I said, I can't imagine what you had to go through. And that's what some people do. You were into research when you had to ask questions because your brain, you like me, both overthink sometimes.
Hmm.
So when you're constantly overthinking, I don't know what's gonna happen with this. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Your brain spirals and it starts going. And if you allow your brain to keep going, you're going to start getting more worried and it's going to start causing you to go into a mindset and a mood that you don't want to be in. So that's great that you were able to ask questions and you were able to actually speak with her and get to know what was going on. Also, I know some people say that besides when they need help or just want to stay strong, they talk to other people, they talk to their family members, and they try to stick together so everyone is okay with the situation. Now, I know that you had to go through a tragic loss with this whole caregiving situation. And I know you said you weren't able to see your auntie and you weren't able to see certain things, but I just want to tell you that I'm proud as a 15-year-old, as someone that I can relate to. I'm proud of you for how you have been able to really keep yourself focused and not allow yourself to do certain things. You haven't run to drugs. You haven't run to things. Other people, when they get stressed out, they run to drugs. They run to trying to do certain things that aren't right. But I'm glad that even through tragedy and through different things that you've gone through, being able to be triumphant after that. You're here right now. You're telling your story. You're telling what you had to go through. And that's very commendable. It's very great because you're a male. I mean, also when it comes to when you had to deal with the loss and you had to deal with the grieving. As a male, sometimes people I've heard from others males, they don't really show emotion. So was it hard to be around people, or was it hard to really talk to others when everything happened?
Well, for some family, there was certain things in the family going on, so I really didn't speak to everyone like that. But when my mother did pass away, bless the dead, um, I did stay at the house because we were moving out and I had to get everything out of there and we had to clear
Right.
everything out for the eviction notice. I did stay up there. I didn't come down to my auntie's house. I didn't go anywhere. I stayed in the house for like a good week because I don't know, like something in me when it happened, my auntie could tell you I went straight in my room. I didn't come out. Everybody came over. They knocked. I said, "Hey." I was in my room and I deal with things by like just, taking time away from things. Like I don't like being around it too much or it's going to start making it heavy. So I would like
Right.
go back in my room. I didn't come out the house at all. Barely came out. It was like around Thanksgiving, I believe. And
Yeah,
I
that's
said,
another thing around the holidays too. And I mean, some people are like you. They have the story where they cared for their loved one and they happen to not come through. But by you telling your story and by being here and showing people that no matter what happened, I know that I had to deal with the loss. I had to deal with losing someone who was close to me. I'm still here and I'm still triumphant. I'm still telling and encouraging others because I mean, having I have never had to deal with personally losing anyone. So I could never deal with I could never think of what you're going through. But I know that of course you don't want to talk to anybody if that's going on. There's going to be times where you don't want to talk to anybody, but being able to go through loss and still be able to come out telling your story and sharing with others encourages other people. And so that is a great reason why I wanted you just to be here, because you encouraging and telling people that through what happened, you're still here, that you can do anything. So there's other children like you who have lost people. What would be your advice to them about how to deal with loss and how to deal with going to the next stage in their life?
well, I would say it's good to grieve and get your emotions out, but don't grieve too long or it will start affecting you very badly. Also, stay close to family, even though if anything's going on, if someone might not like someone right now, stay close to family because it does help and it will help with the grieving also. And just, try to like as long as they're alive is try to stick there and when they
Right,
pass away it'll happen and don't forget about it, like completely forget about it, but like just try to ease the pain away and try to find
right,
something to do productive, like try to like me it was band, like I thought about playing my instrument and my music and I was
right,
just like this makes me happy, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just stay in this and not try to do anything else because if I didn't then I probably would have went down another road, which would have
right.
been really bad. But
It's
it
a
was
good
my
thing, and
music.
I'm happy. I'm
Yeah.
happy for you. I'm very, very happy for you because I know you find music to be, it's calming. It's basically like a safe place for you,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to say that. And I want to say one thing that you said about not grieving too long. And I want to say for other people, take as much as, because grieving comes in different ways.
Yeah.
You can grieve from someone that passed away. You can even grieve from something that happened, whether it is losing a friend, you're getting divorce causes you to grieve. There's so many things where people can grieve, but through all of it, don't allow yourself to get so wrapped in what happened that you drift away. Because the more that if you have let me say, you have enough time to be able to really think everything through. But don't allow that long time. Don't allow it to turn into 10 years and you're still in the same spot and you haven't progressed. You haven't grown from what happened. If you can't take the situation that happened and learn something from it and share something with others, then that's how you know that you have to move from that place. You can grieve and you can go through times. There's going to be times where a memory could come up and it makes you sad. It's okay. Just don't allow that moment of sadness to turn into years of regret and years of things that you could have done, but you were so stuck in depression or you were so stuck. You have to find those things that can make you happy, because the more that you surround yourself with happy things, the better you're going to grieve through the situation. Quashawn, your story is so amazing. Just to see you right now, you are 15. You're doing what you can do. You're in school still. You had to deal with the loss. You had to deal with so many things, but you're still here.
Yeah.
You're still caring. You're still caring right now because you're showing other people how to be able to bounce back from certain situations and hardships. So thank you so much. Thank you for just being a part and for sharing your story. Is there anything else you want to tell the audience before we close?
Keep caring.
Right. Keep
Okay.
pushing, keep caring. Thank you so much for being on the show with me.
Yeah.
And I look forward to everyone hearing your story, being able to see what amazing things you were able to do. And just thank you so much. Keep caring, keep pushing, and thank you for being on the show. So now I just want to say what an amazing story and such inspiring. I want everyone to know that we see them, we care about them, we care about you, and we love you all so much. That's the whole purpose of us coming on and doing shows like this, showing people stories, because some people are scared. Some people don't want to share what they're going through because they don't know how to actually put it out there. But your story is worth being shared. You are a living example of what caring looks like. So you have to be able to step out there, because you sharing your story blesses somebody else. You telling others what you're going through blesses somebody else, and it lets them see that other people are going through things. And so I just want to commend everyone, for those who were on last week, for Quashawn being on, for any youth caregiver. You are doing amazing things. And with that, this show was a reason, another reason behind the drive to talk about the KCK Youth Caregiver Award. This award is going to do so much for so many people. This award, the whole purpose behind it is to recognize the outstanding loving care that youth provide to their family members. We want them to know that we see them, and while they care for others, we care for them. We want them to know that they are important, that their stories should be shared with others. And I just want to say thank you to those. We had a Cash App Day where people gave towards this amazing awareness drive. And I just want to say thank you to those who gave. Without your giving, we would not be where we are. And I'm so happy we are still going to have more days where you can connect with us and you can give and sow into this, because none of this is staying with me. All this is going to helping others and allowing people to know that we care about them. So if you know somebody, if you want to nominate somebody between the ages of 8 to 18 and raise awareness for them, you can go to www.kaylinscaringconnection.com/events. And once you go there, you can scroll down, click the link at the bottom, and nominate that young, amazing youth, because we want to celebrate them. We want to show them that we care about them. We're accepting nominations nationwide, so it doesn't have to be somebody that you know in the community. It could be anybody. Just nominate them. You can nominate them all the way until March 7th. And for those who saw the news article and video that I did with WCTV, there was a minor thing that I want to clear up. We are not going to announce the winner until March 14th. That's when the winner will be announced. So we have time to be able to look through everything and actually be able to help those. Also, if you are the person that is chosen, we will be choosing a first, second, and third place winner, and they will receive a gift card and a KCK t-shirt. My desire is to just show people how much they deserve to be loved and how much they are doing amazing things. We love you all, and I love you all so much. Thank you, Ms. Z. Thank you to everyone who is watching, to everyone who commented. You all push Kaylin's Caring Connection along with me. And none of this, I mean none of this, would not be possible without God. He has done so much for Kaylin's Caring Connection, and I cannot be any happier. I tell God constantly, thank you, because none of this is me. This is all his vision. I'm just the person that's pushing it and using my life as an example to show people that God does amazing things. God can do great things for those who do great things for him. So thank you all again for tuning in tonight. I am so glad that you all were here for part 2 of our caring stories, talking about other people's journeys. I intend to keep having this throughout the weeks for this drive because everyone's story deserves to be celebrated. We'll be sharing facts. We'll be sharing other people's stories to be able to really let you all know what caregiving looks like as a youth, because youth care too. We do amazing things. So I hope everyone has an amazing week. I'm going to be on next Sunday if the Lord says the same. And I want you to pay attention because as we close, we're going to play a quick video to talk about our KCK Sponsorship Club. I love you all and have a great night. Bye.